Senate Bill 1414, or SB 1414, has sparked significant debate in California. The bill aims to make soliciting sex from minors a felony. Its sponsors argue that increasing the severity of the crime will deter potential offenders. They believe that harsher penalties could protect vulnerable children from exploitation. The bill was introduced in the California Senate by Republican Senator Shannon Grove and has passed a vote in the Public Safety Committee last week. It quickly gained attention from both supporters and critics. Proponents assert that the current legal framework is insufficient. They claim that existing penalties fail to address the gravity of child sex trafficking. SB 1414 seeks to close loopholes that allow offenders to receive lenient sentences. By categorizing the offense as a felony, the bill intends to impose stricter punishments. This includes longer prison terms and fewer chances for parole. However, the bill's journey through the legislative process has been anything but smooth. LGBTQ activists are at the forefront of the opposition to SB 1414. They argue the bill could have severe ramifications. Their primary concern is criminalizing consensual relationships among minors. This could disproportionately affect LGBTQ youth. Activists worry about perpetuating stereotypes. They argue that it could have unintended consequences. They warn that the bill's broad language might ensnare individuals who are not true predators. One of the main points of contention is the bill's potential to disproportionately impact marginalized communities. Opponents fear that it could exacerbate existing inequalities in the justice system. They argue that minors involved in consensual relationships could be unfairly targeted. They say that framing all individuals as predators is harmful. It ignores the complexities of relationships and consent. They cite examples from other states where stringent sex crime laws have backfired. They caution that SB 1414 could follow a similar trajectory, leading to more harm than good. Activists have voiced their concerns through various platforms. One activist opposing the child protection bill informed lawmakers, "We are particularly concerned that the harsher penalties proposed in this bill will disproportionately impact marginalized communities, especially members of the LGBTQ community who already suffer from systematic biases within the criminal justice system, particularly when it comes to sexually based offenses." Another stated, "We stand against any punitive measure that perpetuates systematic injustices and emphasize instead the need for community-based solutions." Margaret Flavin of the Gateway Pundit makes a good point, stating, "Wouldn't opposing a bill to protect children be an actual example of perpetuating systematic injustice against children? And why were those who spoke out against the bill so convinced their own communities would be so highly impacted by harsher penalties from a bill to reduce child trafficking?" The LGBTQ activists think their opposition is rooted in a broader commitment to justice and equality. They argue for a more compassionate approach that prioritizes support over incarceration of known pedophiles. SB 1414 proposes significant changes to existing laws. Soliciting sex from minors would be classified as a felony. This marks a departure from the current classification as a misdemeanor. The proposed penalties include longer prison sentences. Offenders could face 1 to 4 years in prison for the first offense. Supporters argue these changes are necessary. California has a long history of grappling with sex crime legislation. Previous attempts to address child sex trafficking have met with mixed results. Proposition 57 aimed to increase parole for nonviolent offenders. This led to concerns about releasing sex offenders. SB 1322 decriminalized prostitution for minors. It treated minors as victims, not criminals. Critics argue SB 1414 could undo this progress. Legislating in this area is complex. Lawmakers have to balance protection with justice and fairness. The debate over SB 1414 highlights deep divisions. Supporters argue for harsher penalties to protect children. Opponents, including LGBTQ activists, raise concerns about criminalizing vulnerable youth. They advocate for support and rehabilitation. The outcome of SB 1414 remains uncertain. This debate highlights the profound complexity of tackling child sex trafficking in today's often confusing world. Thank you for watching till the end. Stand up for free speech and help protect the free exchange of ideas online. Please like and subscribe to help us reach more viewers.